Agreed. Universe salutations. The universe is just doomed. 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 Doomed.
Not now, Alvin.
But they've got $5 million in diamonds. Don't we get anything?
Alvin!
But we just cracked a huge smuggling ring.
Shut up, Alvin!
Okay. We'll give you half.
Alvin!
Hello.
Hi, welcome back.
It's us, Nicole.
And Tessa.
And we are talking about...
Well, Kim's here too.
Oh, who is she, though?
Miss Miller.
Oh, Lord. By the way, Kim, we've increased your butt by 10 times today.
She called the witch doctor. He fell in love.
She's not a
with
bitch.
you.
She's just like a ditz.
Well, no, yeah, she's not a bitch. She's cool. Okay. Like, you can get away with anything with Miss Miller.
That's true.
She's
That's the
insane.
babysitter you want.
Exactly.
Mixed up with the...
Oh, yeah, no, not Claudia.
No, you don't want to be her.
I don't have scary...
I do want to be her, actually.
Yes.
I do want to be Claudia.
Because we are going on an adventure.
Oh, it's the Chipmunk Adventure.
1987.
Yeah, not that other one.
So we don't do a ton of animation, but we had to do the Chipmunks Adventure because we watched the
I watched this so much. We had it taped off of television.
We probably did as well. And I watched the series like...
Oh, yeah.
I don't even know
that was what
how much.
I forgot was that there was like a series that was like this. Mm-hmm. And then there was... Which I didn't forget that there was like the older series,
right.
The middle series.
So we were already seeing, I mean, I had seen the original, but we were probably more into the one with the Chipettes, I would imagine.
Oh, yeah. Anything with the Chipettes for sure.
Gotta have the girls represented.
They're cute.
And if you guys have not heard the slowed down version of Chipmunk Punk,
you need to, because we were pretty sure that they just got these people like... Who did we say? Like Iggy Pop. This is Iggy Pop, right? That they like got Iggy Pop to sing the song, but they just sped it up.
Nick Cave to sing the song.
Yeah, but they just sped it up and made him a chipmunk.
But it is amazing.
Chipmunk.
Yes, it is amazing. Go check. I think it's on SoundCloud. If you just Google Chipmunk Punk Slow, you will find.
I'm sure you'll find it. It's worth a listen for sure.
But if you guys have, and this actually, you can find this in HD on YouTube on the Magic Dream Club channel. But you can just type in
it was a
Chipmunk
really
movie, full
good
movie.
copy.
Yeah.
Because I told you when the whole thing started, when the music started, I was right there in it. And I could remember where like the tracking marks were, like the little that came up
From
and
watching
it
it
would
so
warp for a
often.
second. Yeah, because we did all the fucking time. My mom probably still has this tape. In fact, I asked her. I don't think she looked for it though.
Oh.
I need to go there next time. Just be like, look through the tapes because there's these drawers made special in this little hutch that she had that you pull out the drawers and they're VHS size.
I feel like we had, something like that.
And we had, so like there was 2 of those drawers that you'd pull out and put the VHS tapes in. There was like 2 regular like dresser drawers. And those were also filled with VHS tapes of varying either off of...
Oh, the clamshell ones that didn't fit.
Yeah, we had those, and then we had like regular movies that you purchased, and also we had a ton of shit taped off
TV.
Off when you would have like free cable weekend.
Buying those, getting that blank pack of tapes for Christmas.
Yes.
Get that 3-pack all wrapped up.
Those Maxwell tapes.
Was it the white ones with the different color bar? Yeah.
Love
those.
Yeah.
Love those.
But then like she would stick different stickers because sometimes she would tape over them, and there would be like, oh, this is what it used to be, and now it's this. Like some of them, I don't even know.
That would be an interesting just to peel the layers if you could get them
Right?
off to where you could see what
You
all
see,
the
like, a
different
blow
things that had
dryer,
been
like-
recorded.
Yeah.
That would
See
be
what's under
interesting.
there. Digitize it. See if you could like unpeel the layers. I don't know if that's
right?
possible.
Did
Is
it
the
record
future
on top
now?
of
I know.
like is there a
does it
faint
still
trace
exist
on
somewhere?
the film?
I wonder if there's like commercials and shit in there because my mom used to like she would tape a lot of things off of TV to watch it later because she hates watching commercials. She was a very early adapter of all that shit. So she would like tape it the night, but like she would wait. She's like, I want to talk about it. She like was at home. She's like, I want to talk about it. So I'm going to tape it the night before. And then tomorrow I'm going to watch it so I can fast forward through the commercials. She was a very early adapter of that. So that's what she was like on the cutting edge of that shit.
Interesting.
My mother, of all fucking people, was on the cutting edge of something.
I don't know why commercials only bother me when I go to turn on something that's less than 5 minutes long and it starts with a commercial.
I hate it when
YouTube.
it's like
Thanks, YouTube.
Yeah. Or like when you watch some of the streaming things where it's like the same commercial back to back.
Yeah, over and
I hate
over
that
again.
shit.
Don't you want to pay $20?
No, I refuse. I refuse. Flat out fucking refuse. I don't care what you do to me.
And you
No.
found a copy of the episode on YouTube where
Yes.
it had the commercials,
It
and the
did.
very first one
And
was
it was a Squeeze It commercial.
Squeeze It.
My son kept asking me, he's like, Mom, are you okay? Because I was like, oh my God, it's a Squeeze It. He's like, what is that? I'm like, that's a Squeeze It.
Wait, but weird tie-in that I did not think about before. We got Susan Tyrrell up in here. Was there not a character named Squeeze It in Forbidden Zone?
Oh, was there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
He was
Wow.
yeah. He was the one who was all like, he never even stood up straight, right? Wasn't he the one who was like in a trash can and shit?
Being squeezed.
Yeah.
Yeah. But my
So
son
we might
kept
as well
asking
talk
me,
about
like, are you
the
okay?
Oh, because you were
Yeah,
so
'cause my
emotional
face, I
about
was
the
like, oh my God.
It's a damn Squeeze It commercial.
It was
want
crazy.
one.
I was time traveling. It was wild.
Since I mentioned Susan Tyrrell, I guess let's talk about the cast.
Yes, let's do it.
I mean, I wasn't starting with her
Well, no,
on my
not
list, but since I mentioned
I just
her,
found out she was in this. Fucking movie.
I wouldn't have known who
wouldn't
Susan
have.
Tyrrell
No.
was back then.
No. It's more important to me now than it ever was back then.
Oh yeah,
Because, I mean, I thought she was kind of the star. I'm a big, this is why I smoke. This movie
because
is why
of this
I smoke.
movie. And why
I-
you like small dogs?
I kind of want to be Claudia.
Uh-oh.
I kind of want to be Klaus. Like, I don't want to kidnap children.
I mean, they didn't technically
No,
kidnap
they
them.
well, like we could get into that.
They just-
whole fucking situation because I've got some fucking thoughts about that.
But she plays Claudia Furstein.
Furstein and who is it? Anthony DeLongis is Klaus
Furstein.
and they're brother and sister.
Yeah.
All right. Ross Bagdasarian Jr. as
David, Alvin, and Simon.
yes, and he looks very. Another thing my son brought up. He's like, "Why does he look like Prince Eric?"
Yeah.
Because
Dave does.
a lot of these animators were fired from Disney after Black Cauldron because
because
that
it didn't do
whole-
well.
Right, and they lost a bunch of money, and they went on to be rehired. So it would not surprise me if one of these people that they fired and rehired did the design for Prince Eric. I don't know if that's true.
Possible,
I'm making it
possible.
up, but it tracks, does it not?
It does. But yeah, so he was David Seville, Alvin, and Simon.
Seville. They all have the same last name.
And then Janice Carman is Theodore, Brittany, Jeanette, and Eleanor.
Right, and she's also the director.
And they are married.
Yes.
And I believe they came up with, the two of them wrote the theme song to the series.
Really?
Watch out, because here we go.
It's been a while, but we're back in style, so we're set to have some fun. We'll bring you action and satisfaction. We're the Chipmunks. CHIPMUNK. You guys know this. Come on. The kid falls off. Yes.
I believe at the bottom of, when I looked up the lyrics, I think it said Carmen Bagdasarian, or at least it said Carmen for sure.
Wow.
But it was her and somebody.
Wow.
So yes, David, Alvin, and Simon are married to Theodore, Brittany, Jeanette, and Eleanor.
So the Chipmunks and the Chipettes are married, and I feel like they still are.
I think so.
Like to this day.
I believe so.
I don't know if they got married before or after this movie or whatever happened.
I think it was 88 when I looked it up. So the
And this
year
is
after.
87?
Yeah.
All right. And the show was,
Prefaced, I believe. I think it was a
it was
couple years
also
earlier. And
before
we should
this,
have,
and they
that
did
was
that.
something I
know,
said.
that
I'm going
was
to look
thing.
up all the
I know.
shit with the
We said
show,
we're
and
gonna
I
do-
didn't.
Well, I told you. I tried to find the information as to how did Dave acquire
You
these
just found
chipmunk
them.
children. So yeah, no, he just found them and then he turned them into superstars.
So if you've never watched the live action movie, That actually was a pretty good representation of what the storyline was.
And that's Jason Lee.
Yeah. As Dave.
He's cute.
And David Cross is Uncle Ian, who does not exist in the series, but that's who my kids remembered the most.
Oh, was Uncle Ian, David Cross?
That was how they know David Cross. So, like, the first time I put on, like, Mr. Show or something when they're
Like,
teenagers,
oh,
like,
it's
Uncle Ian!
Well, that's why I told you when I put the movie on, I was like, hey, kid, my son, I'll sit down and watch this with me. It's a Chipmunk movie. And when he saw them, he was like, those aren't the Chipmunks. I'm like, these are the fucking Chipmunks.
Well, probably with his common sense, he went, those are
Why
much
are they
too
too
large
big?
to
He
be
did.
chipmunks.
He did.
And they
ask
have,
me
like,
why they
regular
were.
pants on and child-length legs.
Not Alvin. He's got
Alvin's
that
only
big
in the
shirt.
T-shirt.
I
ever.
want that. I want a shirt
The
that
giant
big,
shirt.
an ankle length. I need just a big T. It'll look like I'm being crucified.
Oh my
everywhere I
god.
go.
Oh my god. Dody Goodman as
yes.
Miss Rebecca Miller
Blanche from Grease and Grease 2.
and Frank Welker.
Okay, so did you see Rebecca? Because I saw Rebecca and Beatrice.
Oh.
Miss Beatrice Miller and Miss Rebecca Miller. And I don't know which is what and who is who.
Too bad there's not a movie podcast who does good research, who knows the answer to these questions.
Once again, you don't come here for facts.
You come here for
I put this in
entertainment
parentheses to remind me to look this up, and I fucking
and
didn't.
still
Eleanor's
didn't.
voice is done by Janice.
Yeah.
Who does
And her and
Theodora,
Theodore,
and
which I always
Dody
thought they
is
sounded the
Rebecca.
same. And
Yeah.
that's why, because they're the same person.
Frank Welker does Sophie, the Chief, the Penguin, and you know Frank Welker from fucking so
Everything.
many things. He's Scooby, he's Fred, he's Curious George, he's blah blah blah. He's a million things. And did you clock that the Arabian Prince?
When he
is
laughs,
voiced
I sure did.
by Bart Simpson, Nacy Cartwright.
Yes, it sure
he
is.
so sounded like Bart
And
Simpson.
also Mel Blanc is in there too. There's
He
like
was
additional
uncredited or
voices.
something. Yeah, just
It
an
was
additional.
just additional voices, but that's also a name that y'all should recognize.
You should.
You better redneckinize.
So let's get into the wild story.
Oh, this is fucking.
It is very 80s because where else can you go on a worldwide balloon
This is
ride
designed by
with no-
Sandra.
with no adults?
Okay.
This is worse than a Home Alone story.
First
this
of
is
all, the animation is gorgeous.
oh yeah,
The music is good. I'm into it.
and
It's
in
like a
fact,
whole
I have
fucking
notes
thing.
when you meet the bad guy, quote unquote bad guys.
Oh, I know the bad.
it's like
guys.
Eon Flux level
Yes!
animation right there.
This animation is crisp and gorgeous.
I feel like Alvin and the Chipmunks doomed me to love Eon Flux and shit like that.
Yes.
Just from this
This
style.
is what has made me an animation snob my entire fucking life.
'Cause this was for
I
children.
cannot watch anything if I do not like your animation. If I don't
Yeah.
like the cut of your
Yes.
jib, I ain't fucking watching it. I don't care how good it is.
Agreed.
I don't like it.
I can't get past, just like I can't get past bad sound quality on a podcast, no
Yes.
matter how great your content is.
Yeah, like I could love listening to it all day long. But
I
if
can't
it sounds
watch
like
your
you're
fucking
underwater and in
animation
a
if
tin
it's-
can. A tin can, not a tin can. It's
That's
a
our friend.
tin-shaped can, tiny
Tim
can.
Can. And sometimes we put people in them, you know.
James Stencil, Tim Can.
Stancil. Pippet.
Gabon.
So Dave, who, and I believe in the series, just like in the movie, was a record producer, which is
Yeah,
how
like,
the
this is
Chipmunks
what-
became world famous musicians,
He
which they
made
are
them-
already at this point. Doesn't really say anything,
Sure.
but you will find out
they're
later.
taking a break. They must be in between
They're
tours
pop stars.
because they're like not doing anything at the moment. Dave is going on a business trip.
to Europe.
He's got to go on a multi. Where's he go? Like for what?
Because it never says that
Sex
he.
tourism.
Did you see the room? I have a note
I did.
when he's in the room
I saw it.
where I'm like, really? For a single dude traveling
He
alone?
went to France. He went to Greece. He went to.
This is his. I've been raising 3 talking chipmunks for a couple years now.
6 talking chipmunks.
Well,
Fucking
I'm
he
saying-
doesn't. They don't live with him, but yes, he is the most responsible adult around to take care of.
He's
these
also
talking
taking
chipmunks.
care of Miss Miller, probably.
Probably. And we talked about, so in the show, we're pretty sure Miss Miller was the guardian of the Chipettes.
Yes.
So right now, when he decides to hire Miss Miller to watch the
so
Chipmunks,
fuck them, right? Like she comes over.
she comes over with no Chipettes.
That is how come they were able to go. That is how come they were able to be there on time. That is how come that nobody fucking noticed that they were gone.
And it maybe is because Is it just like because they're girls, Miss Miller trusts them to be home alone because they live in the same neighborhood?
Care of themselves?
Maybe because Alvin's such a troublemaker. Because the girls aren't really. Brittany only gets in trouble because of Alvin. Because they're trying to compete.
They're lucky. They're really fucking lucky that this was not a sex trafficking operation.
This could have been such a darker storyline.
I'm kind of hoping that they
went light.
it, and they went really light because the first teens are weird people.
Mm-hmm.
Those are weird people.
They are. So yeah, anyway, we're not even there yet. So
No.
Dave's going to leave. He tells them Miss Miller's coming. They're not stoked. You hear her crash out fucking front.
Oh my God. She's like there. She can't hear shit. We're up here.
Like they're yelling. And so really this woman, she can't hear this shouting and this is who's going to watch her kids.
Nicole, they're chipmunks.
She
They're
looks
not
like a
even
human
people.
poodle. Her hair.
Does. I love it.
So Dave ends up taking off.
In this fucking suicide door checkered cab.
Where
Like he
did
came
this
with the
come
look.
from?
He came with the look. But yeah, like he leaves him there with her.
So now cut to them playing in an arcade.
At a diner? It's like a diner.
Yeah, it's not
There's
even an
like
arcade. It's like
no,
there's
it's just one game.
one
And
game.
it's around the world in 80 days with balloons that look suspicious like the one that they're gonna get.
Yes, they do. And Alvin is losing. He flies his hot air balloon into the Sphinx and loses.
Well, he doesn't even like playing this game, but this is the closest he's ever going to get to a world tour. So, like you said, are they not already worldwide sensations?
They go all over the world, I'm pretty sure. Unless they're not quite that famous yet, but I thought that was kind of the whole thing in the series. Like the whole opening is them on stage. Like that was from
It's been a while, but we're back in style, you know? We'll
Yeah.
give you action and the satisfaction.
So they had already been famous before this revamp.
Right. This is their comeback.
Yeah.
Yeah, what the
Exactly.
fuck? He's already been around the world and I.
He couldn't find his baby.
I don't know when, I don't know where.
Why he gone away and I don't know where he can be. My baby. But we're going to find him with this sexy foreign siblings, the Fursteins. Smoking inside next to some children.
Hey, this is a diner. I don't know what's going on in here except for the one video game. Who's
I don't
watching
know.
these kids? Nobody's watching.
And
these
this does
fucking
not
kids.
seem like the type of place this fucking
I know. Why are
sexy
they
jewel
there?
thief sibling couple would be. I don't know what they're. He seems kind of gay or bi.
I don't know. But
She
if they're-
seems to just be one of those the rich
He
lady who just
probably
loves her
just,
dog,
like, rubs her feet.
and not in a sexy way, but like
no,
she just
but
loves
she
her
just
dog.
loves the dog, and that's it. Like she's asexual.
Yeah, she's not even.
And
she
he's,
doesn't.
like-
it will mess up her nails or something to have
right.
sex.
Like
so,
he likes like fish or something. Like he's
one of them salmon fuckers.
he's like, I wish I was gay. That'd be so much.
It would be
easier.
so much easier. That's why he hates that dog. It keeps eating all of his.
Right? It eats all of his dragon dildos.
Stop chewing up my dragon dildos. My
They're
monster cocks.
expensive. That is my Pierre Cardin.
It's 1987. Do you know how hard it is to get these? There's no AdamandEve.com.
No. I can't just order this in discreet packaging to my door. You have to go to a deep, dark basement somewhere behind a pink curtain.
And
Fuck.
this weird ass couple is talking about needing someone new for a gem heist or whatever.
Right, because, you know, like Jamal took all of our fucking jewels last time.
Inspector
$3 million.
Jamal.
Well, no, we don't know that shit
Yeah,
yet.
it's just Jamal.
Is just
Yeah.
Jamal. So they hear this shit over here, and they're like, what the fuck? Shut the fuck up, kids.
Yeah.
She's like, wait a minute.
Ooh.
I have an idea.
Oh, these strange large chipmunks
These
wearing
chipmunks.
clothing.
Oh,
They want to go on a world adventure.
I wonder who would win between the two of you in a race around the world.
And they're like, what? And she's like, she bets $1 million on Brittany and the brother bets $1 million on Brittany and the
Brittany
sisters,
and the girls, and
she
Claudia
bets
the
on
boys.
Alvin and the Chipmunks. And they now introduce themselves as Klaus
Right.
and Claudia. That's when we get
And they're
introduced.
like $1 million. It's like, we're very, very wealthy and very bored.
And Alvin and Brittany are in. They have
Oh, yeah.
strange
No
weirdos.
question.
Hell yeah.
Right, absolutely. The rest of the chipmunks are smart enough
To be
like,
concerned.
hold on. No, wait, hold on. We're not going to get balloons. Balloons
Alone.
alone with these two fucking freaks. You know they're into like, I don't know what they're fucking
Well, they don't
into,
want to
but-
come with them, so who knows? I don't know what. But yeah, so I already have a note. Like, aren't the Chipmunks famous at this point? These people
Like, do they not know?
don't know who
are?
the chip. Like, it's just normal that there's talking chipmunks in this restaurant
in this world
that
it
aren't
is.
the Chipmunks.
See,
There's not any other.
Chipmunks.
They encounter no other talking animals. It's always people.
Just these, and there's no one else in this diner except for them. And
Yes,
them.
and nobody hears any of this conversation.
Right. And she comes up with this idea on the fly.
Maybe they were kids who were just really hairy.
Kids that were really hairy.
They have that like Jojo the dog face boy affliction.
Well, because they don't have tails.
No, they don't. They
in
don't.
the
like,
live
maybe
action, they
little
look
ones-
like chipmunks.
Maybe they got little ones. We just don't see it because they're under pants or shirts.
Those long shirts.
Alvin.
I mean, they're
But like
little,
at some point, do we not see the Chipettes in like bikinis in this?
they're like in the little Egyptian walk like. When they're like, okay, so when we get there, because I got notes about that shit too.
So Simon's refusing to be part of this deception. Theodore's on board. He just needs 2 packs of Tutti Fruities.
One pack. I can't believe you did this for one package. You did 2 packages of Tutti Fruities.
And so Alvin calls Dave in Paris, where it's 3 a.m. And the opulence of the room he is staying in Paris. And so, I guess the record company's paying for this, but like, what is his business here?
Okay.
You don't see him conduct any business on the when it pans to Dave in Europe.
And we only are concerned with the Chipmunks having to concoct a story because
the Chipettes are just loose. They don't have any parental
just
figure.
loose. They live in a tree.
They're the Pippi Longstockings of the chipmunk world. Their dad's a pirate. I don't know.
If they work together, they can lift a horse.
And like, you're telling me the chipmunk mom and dad never showed up for any of these fucking kids?
No, why would they? They
Like,
had to eat
hey,
the other
why are you
ones.
living
They're
with
lucky they didn't
humans?
get eaten.
Why are you famous?
They're lucky they didn't get. Oh, maybe they showed up once they got famous, trying to get that sweet, sweet, sweet pop star money.
When it's just so funny how easily we accepted as kids these talking chipmunks.
I know.
That, like, there was no explanation. Like, there's magic
Why are they
involved.
child-sized?
Why are they so big? Because they're like 3 feet
Chipmunks
tall.
of my generation were child-sized.
They were very large.
The chipmunks of my, like, that's what my kid said. He was like, why are they so big? I'm like, I don't know, but those are the ones that I know.
But we
'cause
did
he's
not
like, I don't-
question it.
No, we never did. And you shut up again. Shut up and watch the goddamn movie.
So yeah, so they call while he's all tired so that they can record. They're trying to get him to say certain words so
he
they can
needs to
clip
say
together this
keywords.
message.
Right.
And at breakfast in the morning, did you notice this box, this actual Honey Nut Cheerios
Yes.
box
Yes.
animated in here? Was that
and
a sponsor?
Did you notice the loose loaf of raisin bread in the
I did
cabinet?
not.
She's like, Alvin gets the raisin, and she pulls like just a loose, unwrapped.
Like no packaging.
Nope. It
did
was
not
just
notice.
a loaf of raisin bread out of the. And Simon gets whatever, and then you see Theodore, because he's Theodore, gets
With all of the breakfast.
this long list of breakfast. Like, bitch, I want that too. Mm-hmm. I want more than raisin bread.
I
I'll
can't
have
eat
those
that much in the
Honey Nut
morning though.
Cheerios. No, I can't eat that much, but I'll have a fraction. I'll have a pancake.
Just give me nibbles.
I'll just have a nibble. I just want a little bite off of what you got, and I'll have some of them Honey Nut Cheerios.
So they have Dave call, quote unquote.
Right, like
Theodore
Alvin is
has the tape
wondering-
upstairs.
He's wondering when Dave will call, and he's trying to get Theodore's attention. Like, I'm wondering when Dave will call. So he gets up, that's his cue, to go up there and call from, the calls are coming from inside the house.
And they fuck it up at first. It's all like
He's got it playing
rewinding
backwards,
and
then he's
yeah.
got it playing. David, are you drunk?
Alvin's like, oh, it must be a bad connection.
Right.
And the message is like, I want all
Alvin,
the
Simon,
boys
and
yeah,
Theodore to meet me in Europe.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That's it. And
Like,
she's like,
no
can you
question.
repeat that?
And he's like, so what? Like, does she drop them off at the airport?
No, they take a cab alone.
I know.
She
Like,
just puts
what
these
was
children in a cab.
Yeah. Well, the way that she's treating the Chipettes, or whoever's treating the Chipettes, I guess it's not that weird that she just lets him take a cab over to the weird.
Well, she's clearly like a pillhead or an alcoholic or something, right? Like, she's out of it.
She went to see the witch doctor.
And told her what to do.
Fell in love with you.
We'll get there. She sings a little bit of my favorite
Come on
Chipmunk
to
song.
my house, my house. That's what they were written by Bagdasarian Jr.
Oh, okay.
Those two songs.
Okay.
That's why they were. That's how come they could use it.
You better call the witch doctor, bitch.
He told me what to do. He said that. Ooh, ee, ooh, ah, ah, ting, ting,
Walla walla bing bang. So they're at this like palatial estate
Yes, they
where the
show up at
balloons are ready and
there's-
waiting.
So they are going to put these chipmunk children in hot air
That they don't know how to fly. They gave them no lessons.
No. Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
They flew them in the video game. They clearly have been trained.
Nobody knows how to use a hot air balloon. It's all fucking wild.
It's like they
trial and
do
error.
want their jewels smuggled, correct? They
I
want
know,
this
like,
to be
this
a
is-
successful thing.
And they're supposed to go around the world in 80 days.
They didn't know. They gave
Or
them no time
before-
frame, just 12
Just
locations.
whatever. So we'll be back before Dave gets
Which
back.
it seemed like he was only supposed to be gone a week or so.
I know. Like, how long is he supposed to be gone, and how long moving in? They went 1,000 miles off course in a fucking hot air
And
balloon.
you never see them have to refill the tank or
Nope.
do anything else or
And when
start
the
it
very
up
first
even.
Fucking stop. They get fucking wrecked.
Oh yeah, they're terrible at it.
It's bad. It's
They're
bad.
terrible at it. And
Well, it
Simon,
almost
it
kills
starts out
everybody.
with Simon right
He's
off the
like,
bat
no,
who
like,
won't get
please.
in. Then he's like hanging off the edge of the thing as they're flying in the
Dangerous.
air.
They are like cavalier
And the
with these things.
Klaus looks at her like, are you still confident with this decision?
She's
Oh,
like, yeah,
don't
they'll
worry
get the
so
hang of
much.
it.
Don't
and
worry
it
so
almost
much.
they almost get killed.
Oh yeah.
Getting taken out by hot air balloons,
Crashing
driven
into
by
trees.
chipmunk children.
Almost knocked Klaus and Claudia's heads off.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
balloons crash while Simon's like in between the fucking baskets.
It squishes together. Well, before
Movie
before
over.
they even-
Chipmunks
I
all
know,
died.
Everybody died. Everybody died in a hot air balloon explosion. Did you ever see that thing you did? Because I feel like you sent it to me as like, oh, have fun in a hot air balloon. Is it safe? Not really. Can you control it? Nope. Like-
Right? How do you? Yeah, not a good idea. And there's a storm ahead.
Yes.
Simon
well,
tells
first-
the Chipettes where they're going. There's
well,
a storm
Brittany
coming.
and Alvin are like, don't even talk to each other because
Yeah.
Simon and Jeanette are just trying to be like smart.
Yes, and not
And
get
he's
killed.
like, don't go whatever way because in Bermuda there's a hurricane a coming.
So they take off, and Claudia calls and says the couriers. She calls somebody.
Right. She's calling somebody and telling them what's
The
up.
couriers have left.
Talking
You'll get
about
your
drug
diamonds.
shit and smuggling shit on a phone.
Just
Like,
make sure
whatever.
you send back cash.
Yes, I want my cash. And there's fucking Mario. No one's here but me and Klaus.
Oh yeah, the fucking cook is
and
on the
Mario.
line.
It's a me. A Mario.
And he's telling Jamal what's
He
up.
calls Inspector Jamal. I don't know if it's this.
I don't know if it
find out
tells
it's
you
been
yet because you kind of think maybe he's a bad guy,
Well,
but you're like,
because
how is he the
calls,
bad
like
guy?
the baddest looking good guys.
Yes.
Old Goldtooth and scary Keegan Michael Key.
Yes.
to
And you're
come
like, these
like,
are the
track down-
cops?
like it's Interpol. I don't know. Is
And
that
the way they
different?
chase these children.
I know. Like
They-
if
it's-
they could have at any moment identified themselves.
Yes. We're
and
trying
said,
to
"Look,
help you.
You are diamond smuggling right now for these like weird
And
incestuous
not scary
German
high speed
siblings.
chase after them.
You're in hot air balloons. Don't do it. They're chipmunk children.
So the Chipettes are headed to Bermuda and the Chipmunks are headed to Mexico City.
Mexico City.
But the Chipettes get caught in the hurricane Simon warned them about.
Right.
And
And
crash
their shit
land.
looks real fucking damaged.
Their clothes are fucked up.
I
Like, were they
know.
in a tornado? It says a
They were
hurricane,
in
but
a
like,
hurricane.
like in.
Inside a
Inside of
hurricane.
it,
Well,
because
that's like
they're-
their shit's all fucked
They
up.
look shipwrecked.
And would not that thing be deflated? Why would it still have shit in it?
From them crash landing, yeah, you'd think. I mean, I
It
don't
would
know
be
how hot air
deflated
balloons
and all,
work,
whatever.
but
And like all the ropes are busted. Like would they put that?
they
shit back
fixed all
together?
this.
No, they didn't.
These like 11-year-old chipmunks.
Movie over.
They don't even have opposable thumbs, do
No,
they? They would.
they got little raccoon.
Shouldn't they
hands,
have?
Don't
Oh,
they?
do they have little thumbs?
They
like
can
a
eat
nub.
nuts.
That's true. Maybe not a full thumb, but they got something.
They
there.
got a nub.
And the boys arrive in Mexico safely.
Oh yeah, and okay, they were talking about the girls were talking about how their, or the boys were talking about how the girls' route is shorter or whatever. But I feel like they had a lot more problems than the boys
girls?
had. The
Well, they
boys
get
show
stuck
up
in a tree or hung up in a tree right here, but they don't get hurt. or
Not really.
anything.
They land semi-safely in Mexico City, and he was like, "Yeah, land by that waterfall." Yes, like I said, in the tree. And why is there a Taco Bell
There's a
in
taco
fucking
stand,
Mexico
and
City.
Theodore, he knows
He's like,
exactly
I
for
want-
1987.
He's been so
Enchiladas, tostada, quesadillas, sal de guacamole.
He's like Bel
ready.
Grande.
He knows every place they stop.
Right?
He knows
where
the
to get
food.
the food. But why is there this fucking... That's why it's closed. Because they're like, this is Mexico City. We don't need a fucking Del Taco here.
Everything. Well, they're like nothing's open and no people are around at first when they first land. I don't think.
Right. Like, no one's there. For a city, that's kind of weird.
And they do their first little doll drop. So they have little Alvin. And so these
Put it
people
under the-
got fucking custom dolls made of these children.
In short notice. Stuffed it with, spoiler alert, cash and diamonds.
I think theirs just had
Set it
diamonds.
up
They were supposed to bring
interna-
back ones with cash.
No, yeah, the Chipmunks had. Well, they sent the message. These are what these chipmunks look like when you make your cash dolls.
In case
make
you get them
look like
confused
these.
with any other giant chipmunks,
They're
here's
giant
what they look
chipmunks.
like.
One of them's wearing one shirt with a big A on it. You can't miss them. They're in hot air balloons.
So yeah, they drop off their first thing, and yes,
Under the
Theodore's
little
disappointed
sombrero.
because there's no tacos
closed.
today.
Right.
And suddenly banditos are shooting and riding
exactly
past
what I
on
wrote.
horses.
Yes.
And they were like, "Oh,
Oh,
it's
no.
fiesta time! Like
Right.
it's fine, it's party
He's
time."
like, it's our big old fiesta. And, ay.
They get their sombreros on,
Yeah.
and Simon gets snatched up by a big old lady,
Oh, yes.
swung around.
He's the one, everybody gets dance partners, but Simon.
And you see this mean-looking gold tooth man.
Oh my God, he's over there in the corner
Sneaking
menacing
around.
with his gold tooth and his sombrero.
and
He is
trying to
living
snag the
fucking
Alvin doll out of the
fantasy.
air. Like
He is loving this shit right now with the gold tooth and the sombrero and the sarape.
Mm-hmm.
He's all fucking into it. So yeah, he's chasing him down. He's trying to get the doll because they don't even notice.
no, that they're being followed or that anything.
No, that they've lost track of the
doll. Well, because that part's not important to them. That's just the
No,
marker
it's
of
just
they
like
landed
whatever
here.
that they- but
And
they
why
have
do
to
they have the
prove-
doll? They left it at the fucking.
Well, no, they got the one that they
They
traded
picked up.
for. The
Yes, that's
Chipette
right.
doll
Yes.
that they traded for.
That's right.
They just immediately fucking lost it. It was sheer luck that they got it back. Gusta la 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 gusta.
Yes, it was sure luck.
There's
they
a
got it
whole
back.
thing that Carmen Miranda does. I don't know what movie it is, but there's like Carmen Miranda does this song, and I want to say, oh, is it Judy Garland is in there or whatever in like the crowd? I don't know. Whatever. She does a whole thing where she does this song. Only instead of senoritas, she talks about caballeros with dark and flashing eyes. We run away, pick up your pack, and when we stay, we won't come back.
I am not familiar with that one.
Is it the Andrews sisters?
She might have been a part of it, or they.
Or she sings it with them?
Might have. I don't know. It was just her with the get up and the hat and the shoes and all the
The get
shit.
up.
And I don't know what movie it's from. It's got to be from a movie, but I don't know what.
So before we're gonna take a break in a second, but first I want to comment on Claudia's.
What?
A date with Judy.
Oh,
That sounds right.
I want to comment on Claudia's sauna/spa/workout.
Oh my
room.
God! Most people have a tanning booth, but Klaus.
Oh,
has
he
a
does the-
tanning igloo.
Yes.
He's in there with like or is it a sauna? I don't know what it is.
It was like a combo pack.
and
It had
it's got
everything
like a
in there.
video phone in there,
And it was giving me silk stockings.
Oh my God!
Animated silk stockings.
Claudia's room.
Yeah.
Claudia's
Yeah.
room. Yes, bitch.
It
Yes.
was giving me fully.
It was giving me like Patrick Nagel. Like her
Yeah,
room
uh-huh.
was designed
Yes.
by.
Or what's her name? Demi Moore's room in St. Elmo's
Yes,
Fire,
with,
that
like, you're
apartment with the
missing the
Billy
big old
Idol
Billy Idol.
neon fucking
Yes.
mural. Yes.
But yes, this workout room with the tiny little treadmill for Sophie.
Yes.
And he's in there like sweating it out with his nipples out. Like
He gives me it's like a specific character from Eon Flux. The one with the
Enon
leather
or
yes.
Unon or whatever. Yes.
Yes.
Perk up.
Uh-huh.
Unon.
Yes. That's who he gave me. Totally. He's like the older version.
Yes.
But
he looks like a mannequin for sure.
Yes, a mannequin 100%. And before we find out how the Chipettes are faring, that's hard to say.
How the monks.
Chipettes are faring. We're going to take a quick break.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. If you're a fan of Practical Magic or the Sookie Stackhouse books and love shows like Absolutely Fabulous and The Golden Girls, you're in for a treat with this new paranormal comedy, House of Furies by Donnie Clark.
The Fury family, Witch Alex, his sister Agatha, and their long-suffering mother Rose inherit a rambling mansion in Natchitoches, Louisiana from their reclusive Uncle Edwin, along with a heap of trouble.
There's secret passageways, magical objects, even a cemetery instead of a backyard, and it comes with a friendly caretaker named Earl who's not what he seems.
Cocktails, outrageous outfits, and black magic are the order of the day. Join them as they explore the southern fried town, dip a toe in the local dating pool, and meet their neighbor Helen, who harbors a very old and very dark secret.
House of Furies by Donnie Clark, available to purchase on Amazon, $4.99 for Kindle and $21.99 for paperback. Now we're back.
We're back, and the Chipettes are in Bermuda, and this drop... Okay, so in Mexico City, they had clear instructions. Put it under the little sombrero.
Yeah.
It was mechanized. It happened. Everything was cool. They had a fiesta. They took off.
But no, the girls, they got to be scuba certified.
Right. They're like, okay, so first of all, Mr. Anton on the Flying Surprise gives me the skeeves.
Yes.
The skeeves.
Mr. Anton, yes.
On the Flying Surprise in Bermuda. I'm skeeved out. So they go there, and was he not waiting? Did he not know that this drop was happening today?
And why is there a drop in a sunken ship?
That was my next question. I was like, so why is everything under the water?
In
like,
shark-infested waters.
What? That shark did not need to be there.
No.
That shark does not belong there. This is Jaws the Revenge.
This movie got scary right here. For a little kid, because I'm 7 watching this.
This was part of the reason, this was part of my Jaws fear.
Yeah.
This part, because they go diving, because they get there, they see the sign from Mr. Anton, went diving, be back in a couple hours, whenever that is, who knows.
And so
Brittany doesn't want to wait.
No, so they go look. So the drop wasn't down there?
But
they just went looking for Anton?
Yeah. They didn't have any specific instructions. Brittany just didn't want to wait.
And these scuba diving tanks are bigger than the fucking Chipettes. They go.
How did they get down? How did they get those on? And there just so happened to be enough scuba tanks because scary Keegan-Michael Key shows up.
And he gets down there following him around.
Right. He's like, oh shit, there's one left. I'm going to go down there too. Because obviously everybody's down there scuba diving.
And he watches the exchange happen. This diver rolls up with the Theodore doll or whatever.
Right.
And does the trade-off.
Drop the doll or whatever. And he like spear guns the doll. And like without a word because they're underwater.
Right.
He takes them to this sunken ship where he's got a butt locker filled with jewels and rich stuff. And he switches the dolls. So I guess it was all supposed to be underwater?
I don't know. But this seems like... So in addition to having them steer a hot air balloon, which they've never done,
they also have to deep sea dive.
And all the boys had to do was go to a fiesta.
Right. They had to go to a Cluckin' Taco and exchange a doll. This was difficult. So anyway, there's a shark.
And the bad guy almost gets eaten.
Right. The shark shows up. Brittany sees the sharks coming right at her. She launches herself out of the water.
In the fucking shark's mouth.
The shark comes up after her, bites down, but the tank, which is larger than the Chipette, gets stuck. And then it's like, smile, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
So Jeanette comes over and cuts the line.
Which is caught on its tooth, and it
and it sends the whole shark into scary Keegan-Michael Key off into the ocean.
And he drops the doll, which they never even noticed he had.
No.
Because they didn't even see him.
Because there was a struggle with the shark. So Eleanor grabs the doll. They get back up to the surface, and off they go.
So back up in the air, the boys get an amazing view. They exchange a Brittany for an Alvin at the next stop. And
it's like a little
we get a little montage.
Right,
the Chipettes are at a lighthouse.
12 stops they're supposed to have.
The boys go to Carnival in Rio. They get all the party places.
Yeah.
And the Chipettes are in Windmill Land, wherever they are.
That's got to be
And they have to get their Jeanette doll off the blades of the windmill.
Yes, it's difficult for them. Like, they say their route is shorter, which that might be true, but their drops and pickups
are
were
dangerous.
way harder The boys get to go to Carnival.
And Theodore hasn't eaten in days.
No,
Every place
like,
they
he never
stop,
I know.
he can't
Poor
get any
Theodore.
food.
He never gets to eat. All he wants
wasting
is
away.
a poo-poo platter.
Yes,
He wants a little bit of
anything.
couscous. He wants a little
He's so
bit of
excited
taco,
for the food in all these places,
and he
and they're
never
like,
gets
nope.
to get it. They never feed Theodore. None of them get to eat.
And so there's the photos of the Chipettes in different lands. I feel
Right.
like I had a poster
That was
of
that.
like the Chipettes somewhere in these outfits. Like I don't know
That
if it
would
was
make
from the movie,
sense.
but I definitely had some sort of a Chipettes.
I feel like it came in like cereal. Was there a thing that came
Oh,
in
maybe.
cereal that was a Chipmunks thing?
That's entirely possible.
I don't know why that just occurred to me. I could be making that up.
And then this pool scene with Klaus and Claudia.
Oh my God, they're luxuriating.
Her with her sunshade and him with his reflector.
Oh my God, and little Sophie
In her own little
with
raft.
her own little raft. And so Mario comes out like, "Hey,
He's
Senora,
You got a phone call.
from Europe, it's a long distance."
So she gets out to get the call, and Mario's trying to listen in.
Of course,
On
and
the other
like
line.
he's eavesdropping, but like Klaus is out there once again, fucking
with
Sophie,
Sophia the dog.
the
yeah.
little brat to get wet.
Like, why is he jealous of his sister's dog?
Why are they okay? Because they're Lannisters or something. I don't know.
Something.
I don't know what's happening here, but Sophie pops Klaus's raft.
Yeah.
Well, for like Claudia's
Sends
out there
them
like,
flying
oh, the
around the
girls have
pool.
made 6 drops, and the boys, wonderful.
So they're halfway through their
Right.
journey.
And so Klaus goes, whoa, like all over the place.
And is
because
this not the
he's different.
Showgirls pool?
Oh my God.
Fucking animated Showgirls pool scene with
Klaus
Klaus.
rails Claudia under the fucking neon dolphins in the
Yep.
fountain.
Under the fountain.
Oh no. Klaus, you're so reckless.
And now the boys are in Athens.
Yes. Well, no, everybody's in Athens. Everybody meets up in Athens.
Right. But so first we see that the boys are
Right.
there and that Theodore sneaks over to order some food from a food truck.
I want couscous.
And yes, he knows his Greek food just as well as he knows his Mexican
All the food.
And then you see that the Chipettes are also there.
Well, because they argue over an apple as big as their heads. Is this Aladdin?
I know that was a huge apple.
Someone's going to get their hand chopped off.
So yeah, he and Alvin and Brittany are struggling over this apple.
Like, what are you doing? Oh, we're on our way to Istanbul, Constantinople, Istanbul. Like, I can't hear it without. And the girls are on their way to Cairo.
And this is where Alvin says, we're the hottest act in rock and roll.
Yeah, like our biggest problem is crowd control. 'Cause
Which
Simon
nobody
tries-
noticed them.
Nobody
Nobody
did.
recognized them anywhere.
Simon tries to talk to Jeanette, like, have you guys had anything like happen to you? Has
Right.
it been cool? And both Brittany and Alvin are like, nah, all this is cool. And Alvin is like, no, our biggest problem is crowd control because we are the hottest act in rock and roll.
And that's when you see that David is also in Athens in the
Yes.
market.
They didn't know he was going there, or like,
I know it didn't occur to them that their world tour might conflict with his European tour.
right, like they're going to Europe and maybe it would, I don't know, maybe they didn't. They're
So-
chipmunks, would they know?
So they like race up to the highest ruins to have a rock competition. The girls are rock and roll.
I'm just getting up. I'm headed for the city.
I've had this song stuck in my head.
I do not know all the words to this one.
Busting on the way to the club. Gonna rock this town tonight.
This song is so Grease 2. This song gives
Living
me
in
Grease
a
2.
man's world, they tell us it is.
And so yes, they have a rock and roll battle, and Dave's like, he hears
They're
like,
all like,
"What?"
he's all, that looks like my boys, because
yeah,
he sees them running.
when they run past, yes,
Right, because he's buying a gift for them. So like he's all, hold on. So they all go to the ruins.
And while he's headed up, the dudes who've been following these kids are also headed up.
And now when they have the dance off, they like Alvin swings Brittany into
Yes.
scary Kegels and knocks him off the thing, and he
Into
goes
Skeegles.
into Gold Tooth and Dave down the fucking stairs. Gold Tooth and Dave.
And so everybody, all the adults tumble into each other, and the kids all get away without, again,
They are
realizing
being
the adults
so
were over there.
reckless on these hot air balloons about The girls are rocking, right? You know, yelling at each other. They have to hold them into the whole thing.
And yeah, Dave's like, I could have sworn. No,
it couldn't be them. But
the boys wouldn't. Would they?
Would they?
Yeah.
So he calls home. Anyway.
And Miss Miller is living her best life in this
Why
empty house.
is she still in the house?
I have this note. Why is she here when there are no children
and
to watch?
first of all, I thought she was washing dishes. And I was like, dishes? What the fuck dishes is in this
It's
house?
just you.
She's baking. She's
for just
baking.
herself.
For just herself.
With all their food.
Come on to my house, I'm gonna give you candy.
And Dave calls, and she's... Oh my God, this whole confusing conversation.
Is Alvin behaving himself? He is!
Yes, because of her hearing problems.
Right. And
he's like, can I talk to the boys? Well, I don't see why not.
Right. And he was like,
Aren't they right next to you?
Are they available?
How
available
should I
for
know?
what?
Yeah.
He's like, well, okay, we'll give them my love.
Why don't you
give them my love? Well, are they available?
Yeah.
Available for what?
She is so confused. She's not, it does not enter her mind at all
No,
that like,
I don't even
he's
know why
calling.
she's still in this house.
Like, why would he be calling and even thinking you're in his house if he has his kids?
No question of where are the Chipettes?
No.
Has anybody seen the Chipettes?
Maybe this is where Miss Miller becomes their guardian. Maybe they are just
They were
loose,
like
unaccompanied chipmunks.
Loose Chipettes.
We just
on
got
the
loose
street.
Chipettes out on the street. And then after this adventure, Miss Miller's like, you know what? You
So
need a
were they
guardian.
not also a musical act? Because I feel like
Yeah,
they were.
they were.
There was like a whole thing. That was what the show was, wasn't
Right.
it? It was like there was part of the show and then they would do a musical. That was like a popular song. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah. At least the one that I remember.
So now Inspector Jamal is not happy with his henchmen.
Oh, no. He lines them up. I need bigger, rougher dudes. Like, why?
For children.
They're children. Has it not occurred
mutant
to you?
hybrid chipmunk children.
They might be mutant, hybrid, human chipmunk children, but they're still
we're not
children.
sure. Because chipmunks don't talk and they're not 3 feet tall.
You busted the last time they did this shit, and it was like you got $3 million in gems. And now you realize that it's two separate things with children chipmunks. Why do you need tougher men? Just to identify yourselves.
Just hold up a badge.
Right, like, hey, I'm Interpol. You guys are smuggling diamonds. I can show you.
When you see how all these other adults they interacted with during their stops places, just walk up. Don't stand skulking in the background of the crowd and then chase them when they run off.
Well, the one guy in Mexico City, he was the one that called Claudia, so he was working for him. The one that he told was it's the first party.
Guy.
But that was the only one that called and said that.
Yeah.
The little Arabian prince dude, little Egypt prince dude, he was working for
He's
Jamal.
coming right now.
I know.
The girls land at the pyramids.
Right. They were like, oh, we got to get somebody else. So the girls are in Egypt.
And the
We
new
see
henchmen see them coming and immediately
They're
give
like, "That's
chase.
them." So
And
they got,
finally
like, grappling hooks and shit.
They're trying to lasso them out of the sky.
And is this for real? They take them back to the place. Is this for fucking real? Because Egypt is a real place. This isn't a thing that happens there.
What, that they bring you to
Is
your
this
child
part of
prince
the
and marry
delusion?
you into his...
Is this part of the delusion that we had about
In
Egypt?
1987? Yeah, probably.
Because 1987, that wasn't like ancient history.
It wasn't ancient Egypt.
It wasn't ancient Egypt in 1987. That was like a modern place in 1987. This is bullshit, right?
Yeah, they bring the Chipettes to the child prince and he wants to keep them.
Right. I do not work for Jamal. I keep the girls.
I want them as payment.
Yeah, in 10 years, I'll make one of them my wives.
And they're Eleanor and Jeanette are telling
Like,
him
you
all the
don't
reasons
wanna
he
marry
doesn't
her.
want
And
Brittany.
she's like, hey, hold on. She spends money like a drunken sailor. She can't cook.
I mean, I know she's adorable, but
Like,
come on
he
now.
cares. He doesn't fucking care. He said one of his wives. He'll have a cooking wife.
Oh, he's got slaves for that.
Well, yeah.
He's a prince.
Like, he does a little...
They don't got to do nothing.
No.
Just lay there and look pretty.
He's got all those dudes. He had those people roaming the fucking desert with grappling hooks to bring him children chipmunk mutant hybrids.
He don't have one of them. New for his collection.
Now he's got 3.
Now to find out, is she only going to have 2 titties when she matures, or is she going to have a whole
I don't
row?
know. When they
bonus
were
titties.
wearing
She going to
those
have
little like
bonus titties?
When they
They're
were wearing
furry,
those
but
little
they're
pants with the little tops,
Yes!
they should have had like multiple.
Yes, she should have had, because they're chipmunks. They don't just have 2 nipples. They gotta
Oh,
have
wait,
like
do
6,
they?
right?
How many do they have? How
Is
many
it not like
nipples do chipmunks have?
Research assistant Google,
Kim,
how many nipples does a
How
chipmunk
many
have?
nipples does a chipmunk have? A
That should have been the
chipmunk
title of this episode. We
have a
should stop
chipmunk?
doing. We should stop doing the
And just
thing
make something up.
and
How
just
many
make up a
nipples do it-
fucking bizarre
We
title.
still can.
And then we would save ourselves that extra time that always seems to take an extra long time to come up with
What
a
are we
quote
gonna
from the movie.
do?
We should just start picking it out of something we say. And then that could
could.
be this one.
We
How many
could.
nipples does a chipmunk have?
We just had a meeting in front of y'all.
yeah, business meeting.
2, 4, 6,
8. Who do we appreciate? Nipples.
Nipples.
6 to 8.
6 to 8
6
nipples.
to
I'm
8
telling
nipples,
you.
see? All right.
That's why
Alright.
Based on how many.
they're definitely not just chipmunks.
No, they're mutants.
Because
Then
those.
again, they're little, so they haven't developed yet.
Well,
So
that's what I'm saying. It's
maybe-
pre-puberty.
Well, but
I-
like when you put a bikini on a baby,
before I hit puberty, I
you
had
covered in nipples.
I had
They weren't
nipples
covered in
pre-puberty.
fur.
It's not like they
Well,
showed
so
up
really,
one
she
day.
don't need a bikini top at all. If
No,
there's
not
no boobies
really.
and
But
if there
that would
were,
be
they're
weird
covered.
if she didn't have it. You know what? We'll get to titties.
Is this like why does Donald Duck wear no pants but Mickey Mouse wears no top or whatever the fuck is
yeah,
the difference?
It is
Yeah,
exactly that. And like, what exactly is Goofy? Is if Pluto's a dog, what the fuck is Goofy?
right.
That's exactly what this is. It's exactly
Just
what this
fucking
is.
Goofy,
It
man.
just is. It just is.
So Brittany calls him one of my favorite words, a
Twerp.
twerp.
What is
a
a twerp?
And
So she gets. They put them all. They get like
They
Manny's
take her to the
petties
other
and
wives
whatevers.
or whatever.
Right, and she's like, "Wait a minute, how rich is he?
Right? How powerful? How rich?
How rich?" And she's gifted.
A baby. This was the most random.
I know.
You're in Egypt in 1987, and your child
In
prince
modern Egypt.
just has a baby Care Bear cousin penguin.
Oh my God, it is.
Is it not a Care Bear cousin? I
It's a
fucking
baby-
swear.
It's a baby Care Bear cousin penguin that has a locket
A heart-shaped locket of its own
parents,
family because
right?
penguins
Did
have
they take
cameras
that picture before they took
and
the
photo
baby?
processing
I've got
centers and jewelry stores.
I've got more questions about this once we get to Antarctica. And I'm sorry, there is one continent in the world in which there are no penguins, and I feel like it's Antarctica or the Arctic.
Penguins are in the southern one.
Is
So
that
let me
Antarctica?
figure that out.
It's one of the two that like does not is like the only place where there's no penguins.
I think that's the Arctic.
Okay, maybe that's it. And I think Antarctica's on the butthole part.
But if you
Okay.
didn't know, penguins in the 1987s, 1987s,
Sure.
no matter where they lived, had a J.C. Penney with a photo studio.
Yes,
because
they
that
had
was
an
what this
Olin
photo
Mills.
was.
They had an Olin Mills no matter where
Olin
they were.
Mills. So yeah, so Eleanor loves the penguin, but Brittany wants jewels.
Of course. What happened to diamonds and rubies?
So they go to find their dolls and get out of there.
Right.
But Eleanor's like, I'll be right there.
Right. So she takes off while we find all of these cobras.
Yes. So they find the pile of dolls. There's like a ton of these dolls, and they're on this plinth surrounded by king cobras.
Right. And you know what you got to do, right?
Well, and how many fucking dolls is in that pile?
that was a lot.
This
They
is
made
a
it-
12
there was
stop
12
trip.
Stops.
That was at
A
least
lot
2
of
dozen
dolls.
fucking dolls.
What are they supposed to do? What's happening?
That's too many dolls. And
well, no,
surrounded
'cause,
by
like,
king
there had
cobras.
to have been double, right? Because they were taking the boy ones.
But they were leaving theirs, so
I
there
know,
would still
but
just
they
be
would still-
12. They would leave with 12 and come back with
Oh,
12.
yeah, you're right. I don't know how math works.
They would.
But I do know how snake charming works.
We know how many nipples on a chipmunk.
Well, I mean,
So yeah, so they romance these king cobras.
I want to get lucky with you.
Yeah, they like. This is the snake charming song. The like, I want to get lucky with the snakes, and the snakes dig it. They do a little king
She does her
cobra
little
dance,
Elvis.
and
Tell me what I need to do.
and they grab their dolls and escape.
Right, and here
But are
comes
only carrying
Eleanor
3
with-
dolls.
Right, they
off
didn't
that
take
plinth.
all of them. They couldn't carry them all. They got small arms.
And here comes Eleanor with the box, and she's like, "Oh, it's just
She's got a
sandwiches.
cooler.
Sandwiches."
Really? You could think about eating at a time like this, Eleanor, because, whatever.
So now the boys are camping in the jungle because they took a
They're
shortcut.
sleeping rough in the fucking jungle. What? What? Is it because they're also
It just says
animals?
they took a shortcut, so they
Right.
got lost or whatever.
But they're sleeping outside in the fucking jungle.
well, and how do you navigate in a fucking hot air balloon with no GPS or
By
any
the
kind of map?
stars.
They just
By the stars.
They didn't have a compass.
Nope.
Chipmunk sense.
There's autopilot in a
Chipmunk
fucking hot air balloon.
senses. Yeah, no, it is. The balloon knows where to go.
Oh, Theodore's nose.
Oh,
Can identify
the
the
food of whatever.
cuisine of
Yeah,
each
the
place.
cuisine of the place.
But what
that
do
they're
they
going.
do? Eleanor can't. I mean, she was the chubby one, but they do not
Well,
address
that's how
her
come
wanting
their
to eat
trip
constantly.
was so tough.
That's the only fat joke she gets is the why. How
Right.
could you think of eating at a time like this?
You were gonna eat this penguin,
She was like, it's a delicacy,
right?
right? So yeah, so the boys are sleeping rough in the forest. They fall asleep, but Theodore wakes up to the sound of a branch breaking.
Right. He's like, he still believes in the boogeyman. Like, just go to sleep, even though there's like a weird lizard.
And so he gets kidnapped, but the boys go back to sleep. Yeah,
Right,
there's
they're like-
lizards just like on his chest,
It's
just
in
hanging
his,
out.
like bag, but like it's fine because we're in this weird rainforest where we don't know what the fuck is going on here.
And they wake up in the morning and Theodore's gone.
Oh shit! But we see
the
some
boogeyman
footprint-
got him.
We got some footprints, so let's follow them.
So they follow these human footprints through the jungle to this village of thatched roof huts.
Oh, and here's where it gets so rough.
no. The natives, quote unquote,
When he talks
come
about
at them with spears.
wampum,
All of everything that happens in this section is bad.
Oh, yeah, no, it's all he's got a.
It's
heap big
1987.
offer.
They're in loincloths
They are
with
in,
spears.
the rainforest. Who
Yes.
are you fucking talking to?
And Alvin's trying to negotiate. He offers them his A shirts, his shoes, and a boombox.
Nice shoesies.
You taken all this wampum.
Yes.
And we take little butterball you steal from us last night.
Ouch.
Cut to them tied up wearing little loincloths while
Right.
the natives rock out on their boombox.
Nice negotiating.
And they're in the Alvin shirt.
Yeah.
They're all dancing.
They had some good batteries there.
And meanwhile, Theodore is fucking being carried around in a cart and
Right.
fed. And
Right.
he finally got his food.
I know, thank goodness. But it's like, I don't know what's out there.
Grilled
like,
pigeon, or I don't know what's happening out here. Probably
grilled
not pigeons in the
pigeon. They're not even
rainforest.
grilling it. They're just like, eat it.
Just raw fucking bugs.
He had to like get some mushrooms. He wanted some shrooms in the night.
Oh, yeah.
So here's the thing. Oh wait. Do
So
we
yeah,
not even-
they cut the other boys down because so he's like, oh,
right.
he indicates
So
they're
the
with him.
Chief comes out. That's the thing. Theodore comes out and the chief comes out, and I cannot believe they animated these floppy titties. Cannot believe.
And not the chipmunk ones.
Right? No, on the
We
chief.
get no chipmunk titties, but the chief.
There's like these weird.
He got
like,
some
he's got
titties.
some weird like walleye.
he needs
titties.
a bro. A bro's ear.
And he comes out speaking this language that.
And we don't, all we know is it's like the jungle, quote unquote.
But no, Simon knows what he's talking about.
Well, no, I mean, as far as where are they supposed to be, we don't
know.
it's
where
not
it is.
specific.
No, we don't know where it is.
So yes, he expresses that Theodore is their long lost Prince of Plenty.
Yes.
And the only way that they let the other two live is if they become Theodore's slaves.
And Alvin's like, nah, But he gets a spear point. And he's like, okay, well, whatever.
So now the girls are up in the balloon just waking up. And so you just sleep up there,
I
nobody
know, that's
fucking
what I'm
manning
saying.
the balloon?
Like, the fucking balloon knows where to go. Is this like what the fuck were we watching with the camels? The Mummy.
Yes.
Like the camels know where to go.
They just know the
balloon knows where
direction.
to go.
So they wake up. Brittany wants a sandwich. She goes for that ice chest, which has just a baby penguin in it.
You
and that's
were
what she's
gonna
like, you're going to eat this
penguin?
penguin?
Like, no, we have to take it home.
Yeah, by
'cause
the
it's
way, we
gonna-
got to go to Antarctica.
It's gonna die if we don't.
And Brittany doesn't want to lose the race, but Jeanette and Eleanor both are like, come on.
Look, it's gonna die.
Look at how sad this
It's
is.
like,
well, how do we get to Antarctica?
I know. So a helicopter sees them making a move, I guess, midair in their hot air balloon and calls up Claudia, who's having a little mani-pedi time.
Yes, she is.
And I'm surprised she does this herself.
Yeah, they don't have people at the house.
No,
It's
they
just,
don't
just
have
Mario.
people, just Mario. And that was weird. Mario's a rat. Yeah. The only person, they have
who works
working
for
for
you
them
is a narc.
rat.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, they call her and she ruins her pedicure.
Right, because she's like,
She thinks they found the jewels.
1,000 miles in a hot air balloon. How long How long does this take?
know.
Surely 80 days.
That's right
Surely.
around the world in 80 days. That's the whole fucking thing. It's got to take 80 days.
Surely 80 days. They're not going very fast. I don't know. Like, I get the whole as the crow flies. Like, it takes shorter because it's going just over land. And they have gone to many countries. They have no passports.
Nope.
They have gone through
We
no
talked about, do you not need a passport when you're in the fucking air, or like,
I don't know if you're chipmunks.
I
If you're
guess
not
in the
human.
80s?
But they're famous, so.
They're famous,
Right, and they're
so-
also famous. So, but nobody recognized them in their international balloon tour.
I guess not.
Okay.
So these dudes, so they're following in this freeze frame of Claudia looks just like Susan Tyrrell.
Freeze frame. I know the evil eyes over
That
the thing.
gave me
and I
blonde
feel like that
Susan
was
Tyrrell.
like a trope too, like the eyes that would remain in the scene when they would fade it out or whatever. But yes, it looks very much like her.
So now we're in Antarctica,
Oh, and the
where the
penguin
parents are.
fam-
So
In
he
their
just
fucking-
snatched this
okay.
baby.
In their penguin kitchen, they are missing their penguin baby with their penguin furniture.
And
And
I'm
they're
sorry, are
penguin-
some of these penguins in black and white?
I don't know what's
There
happening.
was no color on some of them, but then some of them were lavender.
They
and-
had an older child. Did they give it up? Did they sell their baby
I don't know.
to feed their older penguin
And how
child?
did these dudes from Egypt who don't have hot air balloons
Where did they
get
go
to Antarctica to get this
And
penguin?
how long? It's just a baby.
1,000 miles they went
They
off course.
grow quickly. Like they just were there last week,
24 hours ago they took this fucking
right?
and
How did they get there?
and you're telling me the penguins, and they don't talk. These aren't talking
No,
penguins.
they're
These
not.
are
But
penguin
they're
penguins.
sentient. They have like penguin houses.
And photography studios.
yes,
and jewelry
they do.
stores
They have
to
an
buy
Olin
lockets.
Mills and a jeweler.
And they put this on this baby before it got kidnapped.
yes,
And it's
that's
like
what
a
I'm saying.
newborn
Did you
penguin.
sell the baby to this international
I don't know, man.
penguin smuggling ring?
Penguin.
That was weird.
So they bring the baby back. They hug the Chipettes. They thank them. And when they're about to take off,
Oh, there's these dudes that are
the hair their
hired
back
by
chasing
the
them, trying to
first
grab their
team.
dolls.
just jump right into their fucking thing out of nowhere. And luckily, these penguins
to come and
throw
start
the
throwing snowballs.
at them, and they get
Which
away.
again, Care Bear Cousins vibes.
very much so. When they're in the snow with their eyes out, that's what that gave me too. Their eyes
out.
eyes out.
Those bad guys took these penguins' eyes out and they put them right in the snow. No, it didn't get that dark.
No, it really didn't. But they're arguing about like you gotta call her.
So yeah, apparently the girls did not see these diamonds, but now Jeanette notices
No.
that this one doll ripped open and there's diamonds
You
inside.
know what? I forgot to mention, and I feel like it's really funny that we didn't. That this whole song preceding this, that Mother song, is the Cheer Up Charlie.
I
point of
had a
this
note
movie.
and
Yeah,
I
we
didn't. When
just,
you
like,
didn't
went past
mention
that.
it, I didn't mention it because it is a
Because it's
cheer up
boring.
Charlie moment.
You're right. Let's move on. So they
And like you're
find
telling
out-
me these stuff things. So when you picked up,
no, like you didn't
feel the
it's not
sharpness of
heavy.
diamonds or the
Diamonds
weight.
are heavy, are they not?
Yeah, and then you like the ones you exchanged and then got back ones full of cash were much lighter and crinkly.
Right, they made a sound, a very pleasing sound.
The sound of
Cashish, ching,
cold hard mo money.
Mo money.
So yeah, the chipmunks are full of cash. The chipettes are full of diamonds,
Right.
and they realize, oh, we're in
fuck.
danger.
And now, all of a sudden, Brittany, who has been nothing but self-centered this whole time, says,
We gotta go
"Oh
save
shit!
the boys." Yep.
If we're in danger, that means the chipmunks are in danger too. We gotta go find them randomly somewhere in the
We
world.
have absolutely no idea where they
We
are,
are in Antarctica now, and they go randomly.
and happen to find them in the jungle.
So before that, Simon and Alvin are gathering mushrooms because the Prince of Plenty at 3 a.m.
Has decided he has a craving
And
for
again-
mushrooms. So he was on mushrooms this whole time.
Yes! I hope he chokes
Picking
on him.
psychotropic mushrooms for
And
him.
luckily, Simon can decipher these hieroglyphics.
that say
on this
sacrifice the Prince of Plenty on the full moon.
Right. And he's like, oh, fuck.
Look up at the sky. It's a full moon. But But like, it's 3 a.m. already. Are you telling me that sacrifice didn't happen before
That's exactly what my fucking... Did they send them out for mushrooms while they sacrificed the
You would have thought.
I was like, is it tonight now? He sent them at 3 in the morning and it's still going to be a full moon? Like, tonight's the fucking night.
It's already...
They missed it.
So,
whatever.
Over my dead body, Alvin says. Cut to them tied up over an alligator river.
How did they get that piece of rock?
I don't know. To just...
In the middle, suspended over the clearly chipmunk-eating crocodiles.
Don't know.
I don't know.
You know this movie premiered at Cannes?
What? This movie premiered at Cannes?
1986.
Wow.
Wow.
Did people love it or did people hate it?
I'm curious.
That's interesting. I gotta find the fucking interviews if they like talk to anybody after this.
So now the natives are playing drums and setting their ropes on fire so that they fall into the crocodile pit. But Alvin's like, but do you guys have a song request?
Like, any last requests? We'll sing you a fucking song. And Woody Buddy? Come on. Come on. I think he means woolly bully. Watch it now. Watch it. Watch it.
And the chief loves this shit.
Oh, yeah. I love this shit.
And so do the tribesmen, but they're still setting ropes on fire. They're like,
I
I love it. Die.
Everything on fire. He's throwing his dudes into the crocodile pit. He set his hat on fire.
He's too into it.
He's burning all the ropes and his entertainment.
And then his butt gets set on fire and he flies up in the air. And the Chipettes now hear the ruckus as they get
like,
closer.
What is that? That sounds like a celebration. What's happening over there that we just randomly ended up in a jungle after Antarctica an hour ago? Not even.
And the alligators are climbing up on top of each other to get to their chipmunk dinner.
And they're like, oh shit, it's the boys. Let's swoop in and save them.
Just in time, the rope drops. They drag the boys up and out of the way. And the chief drops down on the rock and falls into the alligator infested waters.
And the alligator ends up eating the torch.
Right.
And gets gas.
So now Claudia is back home pissed, poking at the fire.
She is raging.
2 days she ain't
hasn't
heard shit.
Not for 2 days. She's in her Patrick Nagel room.
Yes, the pink apartment. And Sophie in her little custom bed.
She's trying to sleep.
Yeah.
But she's throwing shit around, and Klaus is like, it's 5 in the morning.
What is happening?
Oh, Sophie just knocked over the vase.
And they notice the light blinking on the phone, which means somebody's on the line.
She goes to reach for her fizzy pink drink. Who made her that shit? Was that Mario? What is that? Is that Alka-Seltzer?
I don't know. I want it.
Pink. It was fizzy. I want it with her nails. And she notices someone's on the phone. So it's Mario
talking to the inspector.
And he's like, I don't know. They're in fucking whatever.
So
they're
he's
coming
busted.
In, whatever. Yeah. And they're like, we'll take you to the airport, Mario.
So now the Chipmunks are almost home, and Dave's airplane flies past them and sends them crashing to the ground.
Right. And they're fucking, why are they landing at the airport? Why wouldn't they go back to Klaus and Claudia's? Like, what is happening here?
I don't know.
So they go out there. They
confront him about the diamonds immediately,
right.
And Klaus is like, just hand them over.
Children! And they're like, oh, shit. They, like, aim the little spear at them. The little spear.
And Simon, where'd he get a spear? They got pulled up on the rope.
Because it was the people in the jungle threw them, and they like probably got one. But the spear part fell off, so he throws it at the garbage chute,
and all whatever lands on their head.
Fuck? Just scream like it's a tarmac. Like there's got to be people around,
right? So the Chipmunks run off through the airport luggage area. Klaus and Claudia get knocked down the chute behind them, and they're all on the carousel. And Klaus is like, let's all make a scene.
Yeah, and she was like, no, we'll just say, what was the name of the babysitter? We have a message from Miss Media. Why would they turn around?
I know.
And why wouldn't they just scream? This is an airport full
and your
of people.
children.
I don't understand. So they stop. She's like, if you ever want to see your babysitter again.
Which, why do they?
Nobody
They don't like her. Why do they care?
Well, Alvin thinks about it for a second. Simon's like, come on. But they don't have her.
No. They're right in front of you, and they're not holding Miss Miller, so who has her?
Yeah, like, no one's got Miss Miller. Roll the dice.
And as they're getting taken out, Alvin's cap flies off and lands at Dave's feet, who's at customs.
And he notices it as Alvin's.
And he hears them yelling from the car, and he's like,
Right.
someone help, my son
my
is in
kids.
trouble.
And where are they? Are they at LAX? There's no way that
Gotta
anyone's
be.
driving this fast anywhere near LAX.
True.
No way.
And
no way.
Inspector Jamal's there. He
just,
grabs him.
flashes a badge, puts him in the car. He doesn't even know.
So all
what-
he had to do was, he knew this was all happening. Just wait at the fucking airport like you were going to do anyway.
Yeah.
And
Did he
watch the
get there
handoff
late?
go down.
Did he get there late?
I don't know.
I don't know. Well, Klaus and Claudia managed to make it on time. I don't fucking know. He was the one that knew that they were coming.
I know.
He told Mario.
And this is Miss Miller driving around singing,
I told the witch doctor I was in love with you.
yeah, so she's singing that,
In
fucking
her
crashing
pink
into shit in her Cadillac.
Hid it in the back.
And Klaus and Claudia think they're on their way home free, going to Costa Rica.
To Costa Rica, which
Miss
has
Miller
no extradition law.
crashes her pink Cadillac
Well,
right
she's
into them.
driving on the wrong side of the fucking road.
Well, yeah, she comes around the corner and like makes them crash.
They
She doesn't
crash.
crash into them.
She doesn't. But
She just
her-
gets a broken mirror and she's so pissed.
my car.
So she gets out to yell at them and finds the boys in the car
Boys? Miss Miller?
just as Dave and
again-
the cop rolls up.
Chipettes? Anybody?
Nobody.
Nope.
Nobody.
Nope.
So yeah, they all run and hug Dave, and the inspector gets the bad guys, and Miss Miller's all sad that the boys deceived
Well,
her.
Dave is like, what? My little cash machines? Come here, my little ATMs. Come here, my
You
little
made me
meal
a
tickets.
I know that's the only reason he's mad.
Yeah, I don't know. But they're arrested. Here's to you, Claudia.
And now Alvin, he still wants his money.
He's
they
like,
were
"Wait a
promised
minute.
some money here.
We were supposed to get $100,000. And Brittany's like, wait a minute. You were supposed to get $100,000? Because for real, though, the Chipettes won.
Oh yeah,
The Chipettes
Yeah.
won.
because they even went out of their way and rescued the fucking
I
chipmunks.
know.
You don't
and
deserve
they
that
came
money.
back with their balloons. The boy didn't.
Yeah, no,
Wait,
no,
they came back with their
Or-
balloon. The boys did not.
no. Yeah, they all came back in the Chipettes
that-
balloon.
I had the.
So which
switch.
means the chipmunks didn't even bring back all that cash.
No,
because
they
their
fucking
dolls
didn't.
were
Their
in their
shit
fucking
was
balloon.
in the fucking balloon. Nope. So they get nothing. Nothing.
Got a Wonka vibe for a second.
Good day, sir.
Exactly.
Good day.
They did not fulfill
Good
the
day.
contract. And so yeah, he's bugging him down the road.
Right,
Alvin,
he's all
no
seriously.
Alvin.
I just landed in a fucking plane after a 16-hour flight or whatever the fuck it is. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
So of course we close with
Alvin!
which was like your favorite part of
Oh,
the
yeah.
Saturday morning show was every
Yes.
time Dave yelled Alvin
That
for
was
some
Saturday
reason.
morning, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
It
that
had
was
to
the
have
Saturday
been.
morning.
It had to have been.
So how did the Chipmunks doom us?
This is why I smoke.
And it's why you thought you could just fucking go
I know, just take
on
off on a-
adventures wherever with no parental
Rich
supervision.
weirdos will offer you money to travel.
If dolls are involved, I'm
Sure.
in. And also the
No
mutant
questions asked.
hybrid chipmunk children
Well,
who are
that
3
too.
feet tall is
That
totally
too.
normal. Don't
That's
even look
fine.
sideways.
They wear people clothes.
So yeah, what? So they
Alvin
sing.
doesn't wear pants. He just wears one long turtleneck.
I feel like all the chipmunks just wore a long shirt, but the Chipettes had little pant things or dresses or something.
Well, they had like really short dresses. There was a lot of panty going on with the Chipettes.
no.
No, but like back then it was totally cool. It was like
just
leg warmers
whatever.
and panties.
Leg warmers for sure.
Well, Brittany was very much
queen of
of
the
that
leg
era.
warmer.
I wanted that little whatever that droopy ribbon that Jeanette had. I
Yes,
liked Jeanette's
yes.
look. I think Jeanette's
With
look
her
was
long
my
sweater
favorite.
and her tiny
I liked
skirt.
it. I liked it.
With a short skirt
And her
a
glasses.
long
Jacket.
So yeah, this is just another like what should have been a children's cartoon, but the plot was way not.
Well, the grown
okay.
up adult humans were really fucking weird throughout
Mm-hmm.
this whole movie. All of the grown up adults were
like
the
the
problem.
chipmunks were so adorable and soft and squishy looking, and the little penguin, but like
Yeah.
all the adults were like menacing and
Even the good guys.
yeah,
The
you
good
couldn't
guys
tell the
were
good from the
scary.
bad guys. Everyone was the bad guys through the whole thing.
Absolutely. The humans were bad.
Everyone but Dave and Miss Miller.
Well, that's questionable.
Questionable.
Questionable. I figured Miss Miller just kind of was. She had the dementias.
I told you she's either on pills or alcohol.
Or both.
Psh, that'll do it.
She went running for the shelter. shelter of a mother's little
helper. So yeah, I don't know if Miss Miller got custody of the Chipettes after this,
lost
and it
custody.
never. I don't remember from the show where the fuck the Chipettes came from.
I really don't remember. It just, the thing I looked up was just that Dave managed to gather talented chipmunks. Somehow.
How one does.
How one does. He went out with like nuts and was like, he had a trap.
He had them Honey Nut Cheerios.
He did. He probably did.
Oh, and I should have looked that up with like if they were an actual sponsor. I bet you there was a cross promo. The fucking toys you were talking about or the
Most
posters.
likely
They
was
probably came
that.
in a Honey Nut
Probably
Cheerios.
that. Probably that. I feel like there was some sort of chipmunk toy
For sure.
that looked like those from the movie or from the show.
Yeah.
Because I love both.
Absolutely. So yeah, if you've
Absolutely.
not seen the Chipmunk Adventure, get over
You
to
should
YouTube.
do it.
Check it out.
For Klaus and Claudia alone,
While you're
please
over on YouTube, go subscribe to our YouTube channel.
do it.
We have a live coming up now, right? Is this when this one
no.
comes out? Is this the last one of the month?
Yes.
yeah.
Actually.
So tonight.
Tonight.
Get
hot
over to
damn
YouTube.
Tonight.
Check us out. We review the month. We preview the following month. We take Q&A from the chat. We talk
Yeah.
about sometimes what we've been watching currently, new mail we got, what we
just
spent our
have a
patron
good
dollars on.
time. We just have fun.
Just hanging out for
It's
just
good.
45 minutes to an hour.
You should be there.
If you want to support us, patreon.com/Doom Generation. Follow us on all the things. Like, subscribe, rate, review. It all helps.
Every little bit helps.
And until next week.
We'll talk at you next time.
Later, Doomers.